IPC Players Done is Better Than Perfect Repertory in association with the Shakespeare Society of India's production of King Lear by William Shakespeare. I am Vidya Shankar, and I will be the stage manager for the play. Before the play commences, two eminent Shakespeare scholars who have given valuable insights into this production will share a few words. I first call upon Dr. Vikram Chopra, President of the Shakespeare Society of India. Dr. Vikram Chopra is a dedicated scholar of Shakespeare. His writings have earned him worldwide appreciation. His book, Shakespeare, the Indian Icon, presents a comprehensive account of India's social, cultural, and academic response to the bard. It has elicited appreciation from former President Barack Obama and Her Majesty, the late Queen Elizabeth. An earnest humanist, Dr. Chopra believes in the sanctity and significance of all human thoughts that beautify and elevate human existence. Dr. Chopra, over to you, sir.
Shakespeare himself says, the poet's eye, in fine frenzy rolling, does glance from heaven to earth and earth to heaven. Indeed, the canvas of Shakespeare's intellect and imagination was as vast as life. Life in its complexity, profundity, immensity, and intensity. Keats, one of the earnest readers of life and Shakespeare, believed that excellence of every art lies in its intensity, and found King Lear a supreme illustration of this vital artistic truth. In Coleridge, found the play the most tremendous effort of Shakespeare as a poet, and Shelley finds it the most perfect specimen of the dramatic art existing in the whole world. Art, like life, is a multicolored dome, a hall of mirrors where people see their own reflections. The same is true of a work of art like King Lear, where some critics find it an illustration of absurdity and meaninglessness and of life, deeply nihilistic in its message and content. There are those who find adequate glimpses of redemptive and elevating thoughts that affirm the sublimity and grandeur of human spirit. Some people, it seems, find an inalienable link between intellectualism and pessimism. Such conditioned mind, despair is the only reality, absurdity is the only philosophy of life. They confined approaches negates all larger beauties of life. No doubt, as we reflect on the meaning mysteries of this universe or existence, larger cosmos, it is not easy to find rational explanation of the suffering of the good at the hand of evil. For example, perhaps no one can answer Lear's poignant questioning, why should a dog, a rat, a horse have life, and thou no breath at all? Still, goodness has its own religion. Tragedy too has its own religion. A dispassionate look at the larger perspective will show, after all, what do Iago, Claudius, Goneril, Regan, even Edmund ultimately achieve? Hellish punishment awaits Iago. Claudius is made to drink the very poison he had intended for Hamlet. And Goneril, Regan, and Edmund all lie dead, making Edmund to describe the situation with a touch of very macabre humor. Yes, all three now marry in an instant. On the other hand, flights of angels sing for Hamlet, and God themselves throw incense at the sacrifice of character like Cordelia. Shakespeare's works provide a synthesis of the varied perspectives of life, but at their core is the humanistic vision that affirms our faith in the beauty and worthlessness of human existence. As we move along the tragic world of Lear, we partake ourselves of his suffering and the gradually emerging edification. And despite Nahum Tate's and Dr. Johnson's vehement disapproval of the unpardonable death of Cordelia, one cannot fail to agree with the interpretation of Alfred Harbage, who finds Cordelia an epitome of purity and piety, brings to us the truest sense of human goodness, and thus gives to our tears the dignity of an act of gratification and gratitude. Harbage adds, to these still figures we have pitied, we owe the gift of feeling pity. This is what makes the King Lear such a compelling thing for reading and for staging. I give my hearty greetings to IPC players for staging King Lear and bringing once again what Keats lovingly describes the bittersweet of Shakespeare to the delight and benefit of society and the lovers of the lovers of Shakespeare. My hearty greeting once again, my best wishes to all of you, and my admiration, appreciation, deep appreciation, admiration for all of your effort, all of your achievements. Thank you so much.
Dr. Chopra, sir, thank you so much. You rightly said, art, like life, is a multicolored dome. And I hope we are able to present that today here. You have set the tone for today's production with your quotes and insights of the play. And we are so grateful for that. The next scholar whose support has been equally invaluable is Dr. Rupin Desai. Dr. Desai is a retired professor of English, Delhi University, the founding editor of the international journal Hamlet Studies. For 25 years, Dr. Desai was director and producer of the UGC-sponsored video, 6 Key Scenes from Hamlet, and the Delhi University-sponsored video, 5 Key Scenes from Dr. Faustus. He is also the author of Yeats's Shakespeare, Chicago and Evanston, Northwestern University Press. Over to you, Dr. Desai, sir.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, but you'll need to turn on your video. We can't see you, sir.
I'm glad, Jairam, that you and your talented actors have included me to be a part of this presentation of King Lear, a play that some commentators have regarded as Shakespeare's most powerful and disturbing play. The play raises a number of challenging questions. One, is the king a peevish old man, so desperate for love that he creates a situation destructive of the kingdom? Two, regardless of his folly, is there justification for the inhuman way in which 2 of his daughters treat him? The third question, the third daughter, his favorite, by refusing to pamper him, humiliates him in public. Fourth, does the play then reflect the breakdown of family values, the young against the old? Fifth, trenchant question, is a father justified for cursing his eldest daughter, regardless of her treatment of him, and for disinheriting his youngest daughter? Sixth, is his youngest daughter justified in complaining to her father of her plight? At play's end, she says, "For thee, oppressed king, I am cast down." And finally, at play's end, who speaks the last words? Albany in the quarto, or Edgar in the folio. I look forward to watching this performance with great interest. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You have enlightened us today by sharing with us the challenging questions often raised about the play. I'm sure we players will be having these questions in mind while we present to our audience. And this will also help our viewers follow the play better. King Lear by William Shakespeare. We want to remind the audience that this is a rehearsed reading. The play has been edited for the online stage without changing the original language. The play will last for 3 hours without an interval. If there are any unforeseen tech issues that result in one of the players dropping out, I will continue the dialogue to maintain momentum. IPC Players Done is Better Than Perfect Repertory, in association with the Shakespeare Society of India, presents King Lear by William Shakespeare. Scene 1. Enter Earl of Gloucester. Enter Earl of Kent. Enter Duke of Cornwall. Enter Duke of Albany. Enter Goneril. Enter Regan. Enter Cordelia. Enter King Lear.
Attend the Lord of France, Gloucester.
I shall, my lord.
Exit Gloucester.
Meantime, we shall express our darker purpose. Give me the map there. Yes. Know that we've divided in 3 our kingdom. 'Tis our fast intent to shake all cares and business from our age, conferring them on younger strengths, while we, unburdened, crawl toward death. Our son of Cornwall and our no less loving son of Albany, we have this hour a constant will to publish our daughters' several dowers, that future strife may be prevented now. Tell me, my daughters, which of you shall we say doth love us most, that we our largest bounty may extend where nature doth with merit challenge? Goneril, our eldest, speak first.
Sir, I love you more than word can wield the matter. Dearer than eyesight, space, and liberty. Beyond what can be valued, rich, or no less than life, with grace, health, beauty, honor. As much as child, Earl out, or father found. A love that makes breath poor and speech unable. Beyond all, so much. I love you.
What shall Cordelia speak? Love, and be silent.
Of all these bounds, even from this line to this, with shadowy forests and with champagnes rich with plenteous rivers and wide-skirted meads. We make thee Lady Goneril, be this perpetual. What says our second daughter, our dearest Regan? Speak.
I am made of that self-metal as my sister, and prize me at her worth. In my true heart, I find she names my very deed of love. Only she comes too short.
Oh,
That I profess myself an enemy to all other joys which the most precious square of sense possesses, and find I am alone felicitate in your dear highness's love.
Then poor Cordelia. And yet, not so, since I'm sure my love's more ponderous than my tongue.
To thee, Regan, and thine hereditary ever, remained as ample third of our fair kingdom, no less in space, validity, and pleasure than that conferred on Goneril. Now a joy, although our last and not least, to whose young love the vines of France strive to be interest. What can you say, dear Cordelia, to draw a third more opulent than your sisters? Speak.
Nothing, my lord.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing will come of nothing. Speak again.
Unhappy that I am, I cannot heave my heart into my mouth. I love your majesty according to my bond, no more nor less.
How, Cordelia? Mend your speech a little, lest you may mar your fortune.
Good my lord, you have begot me, bred me, loved me. I return those duties back as I right fit, to obey you, love you, and most honor you. Why have my sisters husbands if they say they love you all? Haply when I shall wed, that lord whose hand must take my plight shall carry half my care with him, half my duty and love. Sure, I shall never marry like my sisters to love my father all.
But goes thy heart with this?
I, my good lord.
So young and so untender.
So young, my lord, and true.
Let it be so. Thy truth then be thy dower, for by the sacred radiance of the sun, the mysteries of Hecate and the night, by all the operation of the orbs from whom we do exist and cease to be, here I disclaim all my paternal care, propinquity, and property of blood. And as a stranger to my heart and me, hold thee from this forever, my sometime daughter.
Good my liege.
Peace, Kent. Come not between the dragon and his wrath. I loved her most, and thought to set my rest on her kind nursery. Let pride, which she calls plainness, marry her. Cornwall and Albany, I do invest you, jointly with my power, preeminence, and all the large effects that troop with majesty, ourself, by monthly course with reservation of 100 nights, by you to be sustained shall our abode make with you by due turn. Only we shall retain thy name and all the addition to a king. The sway, revenue, execution of the rest, beloved sons, be yours, which, to confirm this coronet part between you.
Royal Lear, whom I have ever honored as my king, loved as my father, as my master followed.
Thou's bent, make from the shafts.
Let it fall rather, though the folk invade the region of my heart. Be Kent unmannerly when Lear is mad. What wouldst thou do, old man? Thinkest thou that duty shall have dread to speak when power to flattery bows? To plainness honors bound when majesty falls to folly. Reserve thy state, and in thy best consideration, check this hideous rashness. Answer my life, my judgment, thy youngest daughter does not love thee least. Nor are those empty-hearted whose low sounds reverb no hollowness.
Kent, on thy life, no more.
On my life I never held but as a pawn to wage against thine enemies, nor fear to lose it, thy safety being motive.
See
better, Lear.
now, by Apollo.
Now by Apollo, king, thou swearest thy gods in vain.
Vassal, miscreant.
Kill thy physician, and thy fee bestow upon the foul disease. Revoke thy gift, else whilst I can vent clamor from my throat, I'll tell thee thou dost evil.
Hear me, recreant. On thine allegiance, hear me. That thou hast sought to make us break our vows, take thy reward. 5 days we do allot thee, for provision to shield thee from the disasters of the world. And on the 6th, to turn thy hated back upon our kingdom. If on the 10th day following, thy banished trunk be found in our dominions, the moment is thy death. Away by Jupiter, this shall not be revoked.
Fare thee well, king. Since thus thou wilt appear, freedom lives hence and banishment is here. Cordelia, the gods to their dear shelter take thee, maid, that justly thinkest and hast most rightly said. Goneril and Regan, your large speeches may your deeds approve, that good effects may spring from words of love. Thus Kent, O princess, bids you all adieu. He will shape his old course in a country new.
Exit Kent. Enter Gloucester. Enter France.
Here's the Lord of France, Your Majesty.
France, for you, great king, I would not from your love make such a stray to match you where I hate. Therefore beseech you to vert your liking more worthy away than on a wretch whom nature is ashamed almost to acknowledge hers.
This is most strange, that she whom even but now was your best object, the argument of your praise, balm of your age, should in this trice of time commit a thing so monstrous to dismantle so many folds of favor.
I yet beseech your majesty, if for I want that glib and oily art to speak and purpose not, since what I well intend, I'll do it before I speak, that you make known it is no vicious blot, murder, or foulness, no unchaste action or dishonored step that hath deprived me of your grace and favor, but even for want of these, for which I'm richer, a still soliciting eye, and such a tongue that I'm glad I have not, though not to have it hath lost me in your liking.
Better thou hadst not been born than not to have pleased me better.
Did but this, a tardiness in nature, which often leaves the history unspoke that it intends to do? Fairest Cordelia, that art most rich, being poor, most choice, forsaken, and most loved, despised. Thee and thy virtues here I seize upon. Be it love, take up what's cast away. Gods, gods, 'tis strange, their coldest neglect. My love should kindle to enflamed respect. Thy dowerless daughter, king, thrown to my shawns, is queen of us, ours, and our fair France. Bid them farewell, Cordelia, though unkind. Thou losest here a better where to find.
Thou hast her, France. Let her be thine. For we have no such daughter, nor shall ever see that face of hers again. Cordelia, therefore be gone. Without our grace, our love, our benison.
Exit Lear. Exit Gloucester.
Bid farewell to your sisters, Cordelia.
The jewels of her father, with washed eyes, Cordelia leaves you. I know you what you are, and like a sister, I'm most loath to call your faults as they are named. Love well our father, to your professed bosoms I commit him. But yet, alas, stood I within his grace, I would prefer him to a better place. So farewell to you both.
Prescribe not us our duty.
Oh, Cordelia, let your study be to content your Lord, who hath received you at fortune's arms.
Time shall unfold what plighted cunning hides. Who covers faults at last with shame derides. Well, may you prosper.
Come, my fair Cordelia, come.
Exit France. Exit Cordelia.
Sister, sister, it is not little I have to say of what most nearly pertains to us both. I think our father will hence tonight.
That's most certain, sister. And with you, next month with us.
You see how full of change his age is? The observation we have made of it hath not been little. He always loved our sister most, and with what poor judgment he has now cast her off appears too grossly.
'Tis the infirmity of his age, yet he hath ever but slenderly known himself.
The best and soundest of his time have been but rash. Then must we look from his age to receive not alone the imperfections of long engrafted condition, but therewithal the unruly waywardness that infirm and choleric years bring with them.
Such unconstant starts are we like to have from him, as this of Kent's banishment.
Pray you, let us sit together. If our father carry authority with such disposition as he bears, this last surrender of his will but offend us.
Sister, we shall further think of it.
We must do something, and in the heat.
Exeunt. Act 1, Scene 2, enter Edmund, the illegitimate son of Gloucester.
Thou, nature, art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me, for that I am some 12 or 14 moons lag of a brother? Why bastard? Wherefore base? When my dimensions are well compact, my mind is generous, and my shape is true as honest madam's issue. Why brand they us with base? With baseness? Bastardy? Pace. Base, who in the lusty stealth of nature take more composition and fierce quality than doth within a dull, stale, tired bed go to the creating a whole tribe of fops got tween asleep and wake. Well then, legitimate Edgar, I must have your land. Our father's love is to the bastard Edmund as to the legitimate. Fine word, legitimate. Well, my legitimate, if this letter speed and my invention thrive, Edmund the base shall top the legitimate. I grow, I prosper. Now, gods, stand up for the bastards.
Enter Earl of Gloucester, Edmund's father.
Kent banished thus, and France in choler parted, and the king gone tonight. Ah, Edmund, how now? What news?
So please your lordship, none.
Why so earnestly seek you to put up that letter? What paper were you reading?
Nothing, my lord.
No? What needed then that terrible dispatch of it into your pocket? The quality of nothing hath not such need to hide itself. Let's see, come. If it be nothing, I shall not need spectacles.
I beseech you, sir, pardon me. It is a letter from my brother that I have not all o'erread, and for so much as I have perused, I find it not fit for your o'erlooking.
Give me that letter, sir.
I shall offend either to detain or to give it. The contents, as in part I understand them, are to blame.
Let's see. Let's see. Give it
I
here.
hope for my brother's justification, he wrote this as but an essay or taste of my virtue.
This policy and reverence of age makes the world bitter to the best of our times, keeps our fortunes from us till our oldness cannot relish them. Come to me that of this I may speak more. If our father would sleep till I waked him, you should enjoy half his revenue forever and live the beloved of your brother, Edgar. Conspiracy. Sleep till I wake him. You should enjoy half his revenue. My son Edgar. Had he a hand to write this, a heart and brain to breed it in? When came you to this? Who brought it?
It was not brought to me, my lord. There's the cunning of it. I found it thrown at the casement of my closet.
You know the character to be your brother's?
It is his hand, my lord, but I hope his heart is not in the contents.
Has he never before sounded you in this business?
Never, my lord, but I have heard him oft maintain it to be fit that sons at a perfect age and fathers declined, the father should be as a ward to the son, and the son manage his revenue.
Villain. Villain. His very opinion in that letter. Abhorred villain. unnatural, detested, brutish villain. Worse than brutish. Go, Sirrah, seek him. I'll apprehend him. Where is he?
I do not well know, my lord. I dare pawn down my life for him that he hath writ this to fill my affection to your honor and to no other pretense of danger.
He cannot be such a monster. To his father that so tenderly and entirely loves him. Heaven and earth, Edmund, seek him out.
I will seek him, sir, presently. Convey the business as I shall find means, and acquit you withal.
These late eclipses of the sun and moon portend no good to us. Love cools, friendship falls off, brothers divide. In cities, mutinies, in countries, discord, in palaces, treason, and the bond cracked twists son and father. This villain of mine comes under the prediction, the son against father. The king falls from the bias of nature, this father against child. Machinations, hollowness, treachery, and all ruinous disorders follow us disquietly to our graves. The noble and true-hearted Kent banished. His offence? Honesty. 'Tis strange.
Exit Gloucester.
This is excellent foppery of the world, that when we are sick in fortune, we make guilty of our disaster the sun, the moon, and the stars, as if we were villains on necessity. Fools by heavenly compulsion, knaves, thieves, and treacherers by spherical predominance. Drunkards, liars, and adulterers by an enforced obedience of planetary influence. And all that we are evil in by a divine thrusting on. An admirable evasion of whoremaster man to lay his goatish disposition on the charge of a star.
Enter Edgar, the legitimate son of Gloucester.
How now, brother Edmund? What serious contemplation are you in?
When saw you my father last?
The night gone by.
Parted you in good terms? Found you no displeasure in him by word nor countenance?
None at all.
Bethink yourself wherein you may have offended him, and at my entreaty forbear his presence until some little time hath qualified the heat of his displeasure, which at this instant so rageth in him that with the mischief of your person it would scarcely allay.
Some villain hath done me wrong.
That's my fear. Pray ye go. If you do stir abroad, go armed.
Armed, brother?
Brother, I advise you to the best. I am no honest man if there be any good meaning towards you. Pray you, away.
Shall I hear from you anon?
I do serve you in this business.
Exit Edgar.
A credulous father and a brother so noble, whose nature is so far from doing harms, that he suspects none. Let me not by birth have lands by wit, all with me's meet, that I can fashion fit.
Exit Edmund. Act 1, Scene 3, at the palace of the Duke of Albany. Enter Goneril, Albany's wife. Enter Oswald, Goneril's steward.
Did my father strike my gentleman for chiding of his fool?
Aye, madam.
By day and night he wrongs me. Every hour he flashes into one gross crime or other that sets us all at odds. I'll not endure it. His nights grow riotous, and himself upbraids us on every trifle. When he returns from hunting, I'll not speak with him. If you come slack of former services, you shall do well. The fault of it, I'll answer.
He's coming, madam. I hear him.
Put on what very negligence you please, you and your fellows. If he distaste it, let him to my sister, whose mind and mine I know in that are one, not to be overruled. And let your knights have colder looks among you. What grows of it, no matter. Advise your fellows so. I'll write straight to my sister to hold my very course. Remember, Oswald, what I have said.
Well, madam.
Exeunt. Act 1, Scene 4. Enter Kent in disguise.
If but as well I other accents borrow that can my speech diffuse, my good intent may carry through itself to that full issue for which I raised my likeness. Now, banished Kent, if thou canst serve where thou dost stand condemned, so may it come thy master whom thou lovest shall find thee full of labors.
Enter Lear.
Let me not stay a jot for dinner. Go get it ready. How now? What art thou?
A man, sir.
What dost thou profess?
I do profess to be no less than I seem. To serve him truly, that will put me in trust.
What art thou?
A very honest-hearted fellow, and as poor as the king.
Oh, if thou beest as poor for a subject as he's for a king, thou art poor enough. What wouldst thou?
Service.
Who wouldst thou serve?
You.
Dost thou know me, fella?
No, sir, but you have that in your countenance which I would fain call master.
What's that?
Authority.
What services canst do?
I can keep honest counsel, ride, run, mar a curious tale in telling it, and deliver a plain message bluntly. That which ordinary men are fit for, I am qualified in, and the best of me is diligence.
Oh, how old art thou?
Not so young, sir, to love a woman for singing, not so old to dote on her for anything. I have years on my back, 48.
Follow me, thou shalt serve me. If I like thee no worse after dinner, I will not part from thee yet. Dinner? Oh, dinner! Where's my knave, my fool?
Enter Oswald.
You sitter. Where's my daughter?
So please you.
You, sir. You, come you hither, sir. Who am I, sir?
My lady's father.
My lady's father, my lord's knave. You horse and dog, you slave, you cur.
I am none of these, my lord.
You bandy looks at me, you rascal.
I'll not be stricken, lord.
Not
And
strip
trips
neither,
him
you
up.
base football player.
Thank thee, fellow. Thou servest me, and I love thee.
Come, steward, arise, away. I'll teach you differences. If you will measure your lubber's length again, tarry. Go to. Have you wisdom? So.
Exit Oswald.
Oh, oh, now, my friendly knave, I thank thee. 'Tis earnest of thy service.
Enter Fool.
Let me hire him too. Here's my coxcomb, knave.
How now, my pretty knave? How dost thou?
Sirrah, I'll teach thee a speech. Mark it, nunc. Have more than thou showest. Speak less than thou knowest. Lend less than thou owest. Ride more than thou goest. Learn more than thou throwest. Set less than thou throwest. Leave thy drink and thy whore. Keep in a door, and thou shalt have more than 2/10 to a score.
This is nothing, fool.
Can you make no use of nothing, uncle?
Why, no, boy. Nothing can be made out of nothing.
Prithee, tell him, knave, so much the rent of his lands comes to. He will not believe the fool.
A bitter fool.
Dost know the difference, my boy, between a bitter fool and a sweet one?
No, lad. Teach me.
That lord that counsel thee to give away that hand, come place him here by me. Do thou for him stand. The sweet and bitter fool will presently appear, the one in Motley here and the other found there.
Dost thou call me fool, boy?
All thy other titles thou hast given away, that thou was born with.
This is not altogether fool, my lord.
Uncle, give me an egg, and I'll give thee 2 crowns.
What 2 crowns shall they be?
Why, after I have cut the egg in the middle and eat up the meat, the 2 crowns of the egg, when thou closest thy middle crown in the middle, and givest away both parts, thou borest thine axe on thy back o'er the dirt. Thou hadst little wit in thy bald crown when thou gavest away the golden one. Away! Fools had never less grace in a year, for wise men are grown foppish. They know not how their wits to wear, their manners are so apish.
Oh, when were you so wont to be so full of song, Sarah?
I have used it, uncle, ever since thou madest thy daughters their mothers. Prithee, uncle, keep a schoolmaster that can teach thy fool to lie. I would fain learn to lie.
And you lie, fool. We'll have you whipped.
I marvel what kin and thou and their daughters are. They'll have me whipped for speaking true. Thou would have me whipped for lying. And sometimes I'm whipped for holding my peace. I had rather be any kind of thing than a fool. And yet I would not be thee, uncle. Thou hast spared thy wit, oh, both sides, and left nothing in the middle.
Enter Goneril.
How now, daughter? What makes that frontlet on? Methinks you're too much of late in the frown.
Thou was a pretty fellow when thou hadst need to care for her frowning. Now thou art an O without a figure. I'm better than thou art now. I'm a fool. Thou art nothing.
Not only, sir, this your own licensed fool, but other of your insolent retinue to hourly carp and quarrel. breaking forth in rank and not to be endured riots. Sir, I had thought by making this well known unto you to have found a safe redress, but now grow fearful by what yourself too late have spoke and done, that you protect this course and put it on by your allowance, which if you should, the fault would not escape censure, nor the redressers sleep.
For you know, uncle, the hedge sparrow fed the cuckoo so long that it's had its head bit off by it young. So out went the candle, and we were left darkling. Yes, forsooth, Prince, I will hold my tongue. So your face bit me, though you say nothing. Mum, mum.
Exit fool, exit Kent.
Are you our daughter?
Oh, come, sir. I would you would make use of your good wisdom, whereof I know your fraught, and put away these dispositions which of late transport you from what you rightly are.
Does any here know me? Huh? Does Lear walk this, speak thus? Where are his eyes? Either his notion weakens or his discernings are lethargied. Who's it can tell me that who I am? Your name, fair gentlewoman.
This admiration, sir, is much of the savour of other your new pranks. I do beseech you to understand my purposes aright. As your old and reverend should be wise. Here, do you keep 100 knights and squires, men so disordered, so debauched and bold, that this our court, infected with their manners, shows like a riotous inn? Epicurism and lust makes it more like a tavern or a brothel than a graced palace. The shame itself doth speak for instant remedy. Be then desired by her that else will take the things she begs, a little to disquantity your train, and the remainders that shall still depend to be such men as may be sought your age.
Darkness and devils! Saddle my horses. Degenerate bastard, Goneril. I'll not trouble thee, yet have I left a daughter.
You strike my people, and your disordered rabble makes servants of their betters.
Enter Albany.
Woe that too late repents. Oh, Albany, sir, are you come? Is it your will? Speak, sir. Ingratitude. Thou marble-hearted fiend, more hideous than thou showest thee in a child, than the sea monster.
Pray, sir, be patient.
Goneril, detested kite, thou liest. My train are men of choice and rarest parts that all particulars of duty know, and in the most exact regard support the worships of their names. O most small fault, how ugly didst thou in Cordelia show, which like an engine wrenched my frame of nature from the fixed place, drew from my heart all love, and added to the gall. Oh, Lear, Lear, Lear! Beat at this gate that let thy folly in and thy dear judgment out.
My lord, I am guiltless as I am ignorant of what hath moved you.
It may be so, my lord. Here, nature, here, dear goddess, here, suspend thy purpose if thou didst intend to make this creature, Goneril, fruitful. Into her womb convey sterility. Try up in her the organs of increase, and from her derogate body never spring a babe to honor her. If she must teem, create her child of spleen that it may live and be a thwart, disnatured torment to her. Let it stamp wrinkles in her brow of youth, with cadent tears fret channels in her cheek. Turn all her mother's pains and benefits to laughter and contempt, that she may feel how sharper than a serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child.
The gods that we adore, whereof comes this?
Never afflict yourself to know more of it, my lord.
What? 50 of my followers at a clap within a fortnight?
What's the matter, sir?
I'll tell thee, Goneril. I am ashamed that thou hast power to shake my manhood thus. Blasts and fogs upon thee. Is it come to this? Ha, let it be so. I have another daughter who I'm sure is kind and comfortable. When she shall hear this of thee, with her nails she will flay thy wolfish visage. Thou shalt find that I'll resume the shape which thou dost think I've cast off forever.
Exit, Lear.
Do you mark that, Albany? I cannot be so partial, Goneril, to the great love I bear you.
This man hath had good counsel. 100 knights? It's politic and safe to let him keep at point 100 knights? Yes, that on every dream, each buzz, each fancy, each complaint, dislike, he may enguard his dotage with their powers and hold our lives in mercy. Oswald, I say.
Well, you may fear too far.
Safer than trust too far. Let me still take away the harms I fear, than fear still to be taken. I know his heart.
Enter Oswald.
How now, Oswald? What? Have you read that letter to my sister?
Aye, madam.
Good. Take you some company and away to horse. Inform her full of my particular fear, and thereto add such reasons of your own as may compact it more. Get you gone, and hasten your return. No, no, my lord Albany. Though I condemn not, yet, under pardon, you are much more accused for want of wisdom than praised for harmful mildness.
How far your eyes may pierce, I cannot tell. Striving to better oft be Margaret's will.
Exeunt. Act 1, Scene 5. Enter King Lear. Enter Kent in disguise. Enter Fool.
Go you, sirrah, before to Gloucester with these letters. Acquaint my daughter, Regan, no further than anything than with anything you know that comes from her demand out of the letter.
I will not sleep, my lord, till I have delivered your letter.
Exit Kent.
If a man's brains were in his heels, Were it not in danger of kibes,
Aye, boy.
then I prithee, me be merry. Thy wit shall not go slipshod.
Ah,
Shall see thy other daughter will use thee kindly. For though she's as like this as a crab, like an apple, yet I can tell what I can tell.
what canst tell, boy?
She will taste as like this as a crab does to a crab. Thou canst tell why one's nose stands in the middle of one's face.
No.
Why, to keep one's eyes on each side, nose. That what a man cannot smell, out he may spy into.
I did her wrong.
Canst tell how an oyster makes his shell?
No.
Nor I neither. But I can tell why a snail has a house.
Why?
Why? To put his head in, not to give it away to his daughters and leave his horns without a case.
I will forget my nature. So kind a father. Be my horses ready?
Thy asses are gone about them. The reason why the 7 stars are more than 7 is a pretty reason.
Because they're not 8.
Yes, indeed. Thou wouldst make a good fool.
To take it again perforce! Monster ingratitude!
If thou wert my fool, nuncle, I'd have thee beaten for being old before thy time.
How's that?
Thou shouldst not have been old till thou hast been wise.
Oh, let me not be mad. Not mad, sweet heaven. Keep me in temper. I would not be mad. Come, boy.
Exeunt. End of Act 1. Act 2, Scene 1. Enter Edmund. Enter Edgar.
Brother, a word. My father watches. Oh, sir, fly this place. Intelligence is given where you are hid. You now have the good advantages of the night. Have you not spoken against the Duke of Cornwall? He's coming now in the night, in the haste, and Regan with him.
I'm sure on it. Not a word.
I hear my father coming. Pardon me. In cunning, I must draw my sword upon you. Draw. Seem to defend yourself. Now quit you well. Yield. Come before my father. Light. Hoa. Here. Fly, brother.
What?
Torches. Torches. So farewell.
Exit Edgar.
Some blood drawn on me would beget opinion of my more fierce endeavor. Ugh. I have seen drunkards do more than this in sport. Ugh. Ugh. Father! Father, stop! Stop! What, no help?
Enter Gloucester.
Now, Edmund, where's the villain?
Here stood he in the dark, his sharp sword out, mumbling of wicked charms, conjuring the moon to stand auspicious mistress.
But where is he?
Fled this way, sir, when by no means he could.
Pursue him, ho!
Go after. By no means what?
Persuade me to the murder of your lordship, but that I told him the revenging gods against parricides did all thunder bend. Seeing how lowly opposite I stood to his unnatural purpose, in fell motion with his prepared sword, he charges home my unprovided body, lanced mine arm, and when he saw my best alarmed spirits, bold in the quarrel's right, roused to the encounter, full suddenly he fled.
Let him fly far. Not in this land shall he remain uncaught and found. Dispatch. The noble Duke, my master, my worthy arch and patron, comes tonight. By his authority I will proclaim it that he which finds him shall deserve our thanks, bringing the murderous coward to the stake, and he that conceals him, death.
When I dissuaded him from his intent and found him pight to do it, with cursed speech I threatened to discover him. He replied, thy unpossessing bastard, do thou think if I would stand against thee, would thy reposal of any trust, virtue, or worth in thee make thy words faint?
O strange and fastened villain! Would you deny his letter? Said he. Hark, the Duke's trumpets. All ports I'll bar. The villain shall not escape. Besides his picture, I will send far and near, that all the kingdom may have due note of him. And of my land, loyal and natural boy, I'll work the means to make thee capable.
Enter Cornwall, enter Regan.
How now, my noble friend? Since I came hither, which I can call but now, I have heard strange news.
What? Did my father's godson seek your life, my Lord Gloucester? He whom my father named your Edgar?
Edmund, I hear that you have shown your father a childlike office.
It was my duty, sir.
He did bewray his practice and received this hurt which you see, striving to apprehend him.
If he be taken, ye shall never more be feared of doing harm. Make your own purpose, how in my strength you please. For you, Edmund, whose virtue and obedience doth this instant so much commend itself, you shall be ours. Natures of such deep trust we shall much need.
I shall serve you, sir, truly, however else.
You know not why we came to visit you?
Thus out of season, threading dark-eyed night. Occasions, noble Gloucester, of some poise, wherein we must have use of your advice. Our father, he hath writ, so hath our sister, of differences which I best thought it fit to answer from our home. The several messengers from hence attend dispatch. Our good old friend, lay comfort to your bosom and bestow your needful counsel to our business, which craves the instant use.
I serve you, madam. Your graces are most welcome.
Excellent. Act 2, Scene 2. Enter Kent in disguise. Enter Oswald.
Good dawning to thee, friend. Art of this house?
Aye.
Where may we set our horses?
In the mire.
Prithee, if thou lovest me, tell me.
I love thee not.
Why then, I care not for thee.
I would make thee care for me.
Why dost thou use me thus? I know thee not.
Fellow, I know thee.
What dost thou know me for?
A knave, a rascal, an eater of broken meats. A base, proud, shallow, beggarly, three-suited, 100-pound, filthy, worsted-stocking knave. A lily-livered, action-taking whoreson, one trunk inheriting slave, one that would be a bar in the way of good service, and art nothing but the composition of a knave, beggar, coward, pander, and the son and heir of a mongrel bitch. One who might beat into clamorous whining if thou denies the least syllable of thy addition.
Why, what a monstrous fellow art thou, thus to rail on one that's neither known of thee nor knows thee.
What a brazen-faced varlet art thou to deny thou knowest me? Is it 2 days ago since I tripped up thy heels and beat thee before the king? Now draw, you rogue.
Away! I have nothing to do with thee. Away!
Draw, you rascal. You come with letters against the king. Draw, rogue, or else so carbonado your shanks. Draw, you rogue. Hey. Draw, you rogue.
Murder! Help!
Draw, you rogue.
Help!
You draw, you knave.
Enter Cornwall.
Weapons? Arms? What's the matter here?
Keep peace upon your lives. He dies that strikes again. What is the matter?
The messengers from our sister and the king.
What is your difference? Speak.
Oh, I am scarce in breath, my lord.
How fell you out? Say that.
No contraries hold more antipathy than I and such a knave.
What was the offense you gave him, Oswald?
I never gave him any. It pleased the king, his master, very late to strike at me upon his misconstruction, when he, compact and flattering his displeasure, tripped me behind, being down, insulted, railed, and in the fleshment of his dread exploit, drew on me here again.
Fed for the stocks. You stubborn ancient knave. You reverend braggart. Will teach you.
Sir, I am too old to learn. Call not your stocks for me. I serve the king, on whose employment I was sent to you.
Fetch forth the stocks. As I have life and honor, there he shall sit till noon.
Till noon? Till night, my lord, and all night too.
Why, madam, if I were your father's dog, you should not use me so.
Sir, being my father's knave, I will.
Let me beseech your grace not to do so. The king must take it ill that he, so slightly valued in his messenger, should have him thus restrained.
My sister may receive it much more worse to have her gentleman abused, assaulted.
Kent is tied up.
Come, my lord Gloucester, away.
Exit Cornwall. Exit Regan. Exit Oswald.
I'm sorry for thee, friend. 'Tis the Duke's pleasure, whose disposition all the world well knows will not be rubbed nor stopped. I'll entreat for thee.
Pray do not, sir. I have watched and travelled hard. Sometime I shall sleep out, the rest I will whistle. A good man's fortune may grow out at heels. Wish you good morrow.
The Duke's to blame in this. 'Twill be ill taken.
Exit Gloucester.
Good king that must approve the common saw. Thou out of heaven's benediction comest to the warm sun. Approach thy beacon to this underglobe, that by thy comfortable beams I may peruse this letter. I know 'tis from Cordelia, who hath most fortunately been informed of my obscure course, and shall find time from this enormous state, seeking to give losses their remedies. All weary and overwatched, take vantage, heavy eyes, to not behold this shameful lodging. Fortune, good night. Smile once more. Turn thy wheel.
End of Act 2, Scene 2. Act 2, Scene 3. Enter Edgar.
I heard myself proclaimed happy hollow of a tree escape hunt. No port is free. No place that God and most unusual vigilance does not attend my taking. Whilst I escape, I will preserve myself, and am bethought to take the basest and most poorest shape that ever penury in contempt of man brought near to beast. My face I'll grind with filth, blanket my loins, elf all my hairs, and with presented nakedness, outface the winds and persecutions of the sky. The country gives me proof and precedent of Bedlam beggars who with roaring voices strike in their numbed and mortified arms pins, wooden pricks, nails, sprigs of rosemary, and with this horrible object from low farms, poor pelting villages, sheepcotes and mills, sometimes with lunatic bans, sometimes with prayers, enforce their charity. Poor Turley God, poor Tom, that's something yet. Edgar, I am nothing am.
Exit Edgar. Act 2, Scene 4. Enter Lear. Enter Fool. Enter Kent.
It is strange that Regan and Cornwall should so depart from home and not send back my messenger.
Hail to thee, noble master.
Ah, makest thou the shame thy pastime?
No, my lord.
He wears cruel garter. Horses are tied by the hand. Dogs and bears by the neck. Monkeys by the loins and men by the legs.
What's he that hath so much thy place mistook to set thee here?
Is both he and she, your son and daughter.
They durst not do it. They could not, would not do it. It's worse than murder.
My lord, when at their home I did commend your highness's letters to them, ere I was risen from the place that showed my duty kneeling, came there a reeking post, stewed in his haste, half breathless, panting forth from Goneril, his mistress' salutations.
Winter's not gone yet. If the wild geese fly that way.
How his mother swells up to mouth my heart. Hysterica passio, down, thou climbing sorrow. Where is this daughter?
With the Earl, sir, here within.
Follow me not, fool. Stay here.
Exit Lear.
Hey, how chance the king comes with So small a number.
And thou hast been set in the stocks for that question. Thou well deserved it.
Why, fool?
Let go thy hold when a great wheel runs down a hill, lest it break thy neck with following it. But the great one that goes upwards, let him draw thee after. That, sir, which serves and seeks for gain, and follows but for form, will pack when it begins to rain and leave thee in the storm. But I will tarry, who will stay, and let the wise men fly. Knave turns fools that runs away. The fool no knave but die.
Where learned you this, fool?
Not in the stocks, fool.
Enter Lear, enter Gloucester.
Deny to speak with me? They are sick? They are weary?
My dear lord, you know the fiery quality of the Duke, how unremovable and fixed he is in his own course.
Fiery? What quality? Why, Gloucester, I'd speak with the Duke of Cornwall and his wife.
Well, my good lord, I've informed them so.
The king would speak with Cornwall. The dear father would with his daughter speak, commands, tend service. Are they informed of this? Tell the hot Duke that... no, but not yet. Maybe he's not well. Infirmity, but still neglect all office, whereto our health is bound. We are not ourselves when nature, being oppressed, commands the mind to suffer with the body. I'll forbear. My messenger, death on my state! Wherefore should he, my servant, sit here? Give me my servant forth. Go tell the Duke and his wife I'd speak with them now, presently. Bid them come forth and hear me, or at their chamber door I'll beat the drum till it cry, sleep to death.
I would have all well betwixt you.
Exit Gloucester.
Oh, me, my heart, my rising heart.
Cry to it, nuncle, as the Cockney did to the eels when she put them in the paste alive. She napped them over the coxcombs with a stick and cried, "Down, wantons, down!" 'Twas her brother that in pure kindness to his horse buttered his hay.
Enter Cornwall, enter Regan, enter Gloucester.
Good morrow.
Hail to your grace.
Kent is freed from the stocks.
I am glad to see your highness.
Regan, I think you are. I know what reason I have to think so. If thou shouldst not be glad, I would divorce me from thy mother's tomb, sepulchring an adulteress. Oh, are you free? My servant, some other time for that. Beloved Regan, thy sister's naught. O Regan, she had tied sharp-toothed unkindness like a vulture here. I can scarce speak to thee. Thou'lt not believe with how depraved a quality, O Regan.
I pray you, sir, take patience. I cannot think my sister in the least would fail her obligation. If so perchance she have restrained the riots of your followers, 'tis on such ground and to such wholesome end as clears her from all blame.
My curses on her.
Oh, sir, you are old. Nature in you stands on the very verge of his confine. You should be ruled and led by some discretion that discerns your state better than you yourself. Therefore, I pray you that to our sister you do make return. Say you have wronged her.
Ask her forgiveness. Do you but mark how this becomes the house? Dear daughter, I confess that I am old. I beg that you will vouchsafe me raiment, bed, and food.
Good sir, no more. These are unsightly tricks. Return you to my sister.
Never, Regan. She hath abated me of half my train, looked black upon me, struck me with a tongue so serpent-like upon the very heart. You nimble lightnings, dart your blinding flames into her scornful eyes. Infect her beauty, you fen-sucked fogs, drawn by the powerful sun to fall and blister.
Oh, the blessed gods! So will you wish on me when the rash mood is on?
No, Regan. Thou shalt never have my curse. Thy tender, hafted nature shall not give thee all to harshness. Her eyes are fierce, but thine do comfort. 'Tis not in thee to grudge my pleasures, to oppose the bolt against my coming in. Thou better knowest the offices of nature, bond of childhood, effects of courtesy, dues of ingratitude. Huh? Thy half of the kingdom hast thou not forgot, wherein I thee endowed.
Good sir, to the purpose.
Who stalked my servant? Regan, I have good hope thou didst not know on it.
Enter Goneril.
Oh, heavens! Goneril, art not ashamed to look upon this beard? Oh, Regan, will you take Goneril by the hand?
Why not by the hand, sir? How have I offended? All's not offence that indiscretion finds and dotage terms so.
How came my man in the stocks?
I set him there, sir.
You? Did you?
I pray you, father, if till the expiration of your month you will return and sojourn with my sister, dismissing half your train, come then to me. I am now from home and out of that provision which shall be needful for your entertainment.
Return to her? And 50 men dismissed? No, rather I abjure all roofs and choose to wage against the enmity of the air, to be a comrade with the wolf. And owl, necessity sharp pinch.
Oh, at your choice, sir.
I prithee, daughter, do not make me mad. I will not trouble thee, my child. Farewell, we'll no more meet, no more see one another. But yet Thou art my flesh, my blood, my daughter. Or rather a disease that's in my flesh, which I must needs call mine. Thou art a boil, a plague, a sore or embossed carbuncle in my corrupted blood. But I'll not chide thee. I can be patient. I can stay with Regan, I and my 100 knights.
Not altogether so. I look not for you yet, nor am provided for your fit welcome. Give ear, sir, to my sister, for those that mingle reason with your passion must be content to think you old, and so, but she knows what she does.
Is this well spoken?
I dare avouch it, sir. What, 50 followers? Is it not well? What should you need of more? Yeah, or so many sit that both charge and danger speak against so great a number. How in one house should many people under two commands hold amity?
Why might not you, my lord, receive attendance from those that she calls servants, or from mine?
Why not, my lord? If then they slacked you, we could control them. I entreat you to bring but 25. To no more will I give place or notice.
I gave you all.
And in good time you gave it.
Made you my guardians, my depositaries, but kept a reservation to be followed with such a number. What? Must I come to you now with 25? Regan, said you so?
And speak it again, no lord. No more with me.
Those wicked creatures yet do look well favored when others are more wicked. Not being the worst stands in some rank of praise. Huh? Goneril, I'll go with thee. Thy 50 yet doth double 25, and thou art twice Regan's love.
Hear me, my lord. What need you, 5 or 20, 10 or 5, to follow in a house where twice so many have a command to tend you?
What need one?
Oh, reason not the need. Our basest beggars are in the poorest things superfluous. Allow not nature more than nature needs. Man's life is cheap as beasts. Thou art a lady. If only to go warm were gorgeous, why nature needs not what thou gorgeous wearest, which scarcely keeps thee warm. But for true need, oh, you heavens, give me that patience I need. You see me here. You gods, a poor old man, as full of grief as age, wretched in both. If it be you that stirs these daughters' hearts against their father, fool me not, so much to bear it tamely. Touch me with noble anger, and let not women's weapons water drops stain my man's cheeks. No, you unnatural hag! His heart shall break into 100,000 flaws, or here I'll weep. Oh, fool, I shall go mad.
Exit Lear, exit Kent, exit Fool, exit Gloucester.
This house is little. The old man and people cannot be well bestowed.
Oh, it's his own blame had put himself from rest, and must needs taste his folly.
Enter Gloucester.
The king is in high rage. He calls to horse, but will I know not whither he is going.
My lord, Gloucester, entreat him by no means to stay.
Winds do sorely ruffle. For many miles about there's scarce a bush.
Oh, sir, to willful men, the injuries that they themselves procure must be their schoolmasters. Shut up your doors. He is attended with a desperate train, and what they may incense him to, being apt to have his ear abused. Wisdom bids fear.
Exeunt. End of Act 2. Scene Act 3, Scene 1. Enter Kent in disguise. Enter gentleman.
Who is there? It's foul weather. I know you. Where is the king?
Contending with the fretful elements, with the wind blow the earth into the sea, or swell the curled waters above the main, that things might change or cease, tears his white hair.
But who is with him?
None but the fool who labors to outjust his heart-struck injuries.
Sir, I dare upon the warrant of my note commend a dear thing to you. There is division, although as yet the face of it is covered with mutual cunning twixt Albany and Cornwall. From France there comes a power into the scattered kingdom, and are at point to show their open banner. Now to you, if on my credit you dare build so far as to make your speed to Dover, you shall find some that will thank you, making just report of how unnatural and bemadding sorrow the king hath cause to plain.
I will talk further with you.
No, do not. For confirmation that I am much more than my outwall, take this. If you shall see Cordelia, show her this, and she will tell you who that fellow is that yet you do not know. Ah, fine on the storm. I'll go seek the king.
Exeunt. Act 3, Scene 2. Enter Lear, enter Fool.
Blow, winds, and crack your cheeks. Rage! Blow, you cataracts and hurricanes! Fight till you avenge us, peoples! You sulphurous and thought-executing fires! Vaunt couriers of oak-cleaving thunderbolts! Singe my white head! Shaking thunder, strike flat the thick rotundity of the world, crack nature's moles, all German spill at once that makes ingrateful man.
Good uncle, in.
Rumble thy belly full, spit fire, spout rain, nor rain, wind, thunder, fire are my daughters. I tax not you, you elements, with unkindness. I never gave you kingdom, called you children. You owe me no subscription. Why then, let fall your horrible pleasure. Here I stand, your slave, a poor, infirm, weak, despised old man. Better I call you servile ministers that will with two pernicious daughters join your high engendered battles against a head so old and white as this, so old 'tis foul.
He that has a house to put his head in has a good headpiece.
I will be the pattern of all patience.
Enter Kent.
Who is there?
Mary, here's grace and a codpiece. That's a wise man and a fool.
Alas, sir, are you here? Things that love night love not such nights as these. The wrathful skies gallow the very wanderers of the dark and make them keep their caves. Since I was man, such sheets of fire, such bursts of horrid thunder, such groans of roaring wind and rain I never remember to have heard.
Let the great gods that keep this dreadful pudder over our heads find out their enemies now. Tremble, thou wretch that hast within thee undivulged crimes, unwhipped of justice. Hide thee, thou bloody hand, thou perjured and thou simuler of virtue that art incestuous. Caitiff to pieces shake that under covert and convenient seeming has practiced on man's life. I am a man more sinned against than sinning.
Black, bareheaded. Gracious, my lord, hard by here is a hovel. Some friendship will it lend you against the tempest?
My wits begin to turn. Come on, my boy. How does my boy? Not cold? I'm cold myself. Where is the straw, my fellow, that art of our necessities is strange and can make vile things precious? Come, your hovel, your fool and knave. I have one part in my heart that's sorry yet for me.
Hey ho, the wind and the rain. Content with his fortunes, though the rain it raineth every day.
Oh, my good boy. Come, bring us to this hovel.
Exit Lear, exit Kent.
I'll speak a prophecy ere I go. When things are more in word than matter, when brewers mar their malt with water, when nobles are their tailors' tutors, no heretics burned but wenches' suitors, when every case in law is right, no squire in debt, nor no poor knight, when slanderers do not live in tongues, nor sculptors, cut purses come not to throngs, when usurers tell their gold in the field, and bawds and whores do churches build, then shall the realm of Albion come to great confusion. Then comes a time who'll live to see it, that going shall be used with feet, This prophecy Merlin shall make, for I live before his time.
Exit Fool. Act 3, Scene 3. Enter Gloucester, enter Edmund.
Alack, Edmund, alack. I like not this unnatural dealing. When I desired their leave that I might pity him, they took from me the use of mine own house, charged me on pain of perpetual displeasure neither to speak of him, entreat for him, or anyway sustain him.
Most savage and unnatural.
Go to. Say you nothing. There is division between the dukes, and a worse matter than that. I have received a letter this night. 'Tis dangerous to be spoken. I have locked the letter in my closet. These injuries the king now bears will be revenged. There is part of our power already footed. We must incline to the king. I will look him and privily relieve him. Go you and maintain talk with the duke, that my charity be not of him perceived. If he asks for me, I am ill and gone to bed. If I die for it, as no less is threatened me, the king, my old master, must be relieved. There is strange things toward Edmund. I pray you, be careful.
Exit Gloucester.
This courtesy forbid thee, shall the Duke instantly know. And of that letter too. This seems a fair deserving, and must draw me that which my father loses. No less than all. The younger rises when the old doth fall.
Exit Edmund. Act 3, Scene 4. Enter Lear, enter Fool, enter Ken in disguise.
Here is the place, my lord. Good my lord, enter. Is any of the open nights too rough for nature to endure?
Will break my heart.
I had rather break mine own. Good my lord, enter.
Thou think'st 'tis much that this contentious storm invades us to the skin. So 'tis to thee, where the greater malady is fixed, the lesser is scarce felt. The body is delicate. Tempest in my mind doth from my senses take all feeling else save what beats there. Filial ingratitude in such a night to shut me out. Regan, Goneril, your old kind father whose frank heart gave all. Oh, that way madness lies. Let me shun that. No more of that.
Good my lord, enter here.
Boy, go first. Say, get thee in. I pray, and then I'll sleep. Poor naked wretches, wheresoever you are, that bide the pelting of this pitiless storm. How shall your houseless heads and unfed sides, your looped and windowed raggedness defend you from sea? Oh, I've taken too little care of this. Take physic, pomp, expose thyself to feel what wretches feel, that thou mayst speak the superflux to them and show the heavens more just.
Enter Edgar in disguise.
Fathom and half! Fathom and half! What dog?
Apple,
What art thou that dost crumble there in the straw? Come forth.
Away! Now, fiend follows me. Go to thy cold bed and warm thee.
Ah, didst thou give all to thy daughters? Canst thou come to this?
Who gives anything to poor Tom, whom the foul fiend hath led through fire and through flame, through ford and whirlpool, bog and quagmire? Bless thy pivots, Tom's a ghost. Bless thee from whirlwinds, star blasting and taking. Do poor Tom some charity, whom the foul fiend vexes. There could I have him now!
And there again!
Has his daughters brought him to this pass? Couldst thou save nothing? Wouldst thou give 'em all?
Nay, he reserved a blanket, else we had been all shamed.
No, all the plagues that in the pendulous air hang fated over men's faults, light on thy daughters.
He hath no daughters, sir.
Death, traitor! Nothing could have subdued nature to such a lowness but his unkind daughters.
Take heed of the foul fiend. Obey thy parents. Keep thy words justice. Swear not. Commit not with man's sworn spouse. Set not thy sweetheart on proud array. Tom's a cold.
What hast thou been?
A serving man, proud in heart and mind, that curled my hair, wore gloves in my cap, served the lust of my mistress's heart, and did the act of darkness with her. Swore as many oaths as I spake words, and broke them in the sweet face of heaven. Wine loved I deeply, dice dearly, and in woman out paramored the Turk. Faults of heart, light of ear, bloody of hand, hog and sloth, fox and stealth, wolf in greediness, dog in madness, lion in prey.
Thou art better in a grave than to answer with thy uncovered body this extremity of the skies. Is man no more than this? An unaccommodated man is no more but such a poor, bare, forked animal as thou art.
Enter Gloucester.
This is the foul fiend, Illegitimate! Swithold-footed thrice the old, he met the nightmare and her ninefold, bid her alight and her troth plight, and aroint thee, witch, aroint thee!
Who is there? What is it you seek?
What are you there? Your names?
Poor Tom that eats the swimming frog, the toad, the tadpole, the wall-newt, and the water. That, in the fury of his heart, when the foul fiend rages, eats cow dung for salads, swallows the old rat and the ditch dog, drinks the green mantle of the standing pool, who is stalked, punished, and imprisoned.
What? Hath your grace no better company? Go in with me, your majesty. My duty cannot suffer to obey in all your daughter's hard commands, though their injunction be to bar my doors and let this tyrannous night take hold upon you. Yet have I ventured to come seek you out and bring you where both fire and food is ready.
First, let me talk with this philosopher, poor Tom. Poor Tom, what is the cause of thunder? Huh?
Good my lord, take his offer. Go into the house.
I will talk a word with this same learned Theban. Poor Tom, what is your study?
They talk aside.
My lord Gloucester, importune him once more to go. His wits begin to unsettle.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Canst thou blame him? His daughters seek his death. Ah, that good Kent, he said it would be thus, poor banished man. Thou sayest the king grows mad. I'll tell thee, friend, I am almost mad myself. I had a son, now outlawed from my blood. He sought my life, but lately, very late. I loved him, friend. No father his son dearer. True to tell thee, the grief hath graced my wits. What a night's this! I do beseech your grace, come follow me.
Oh, cry you mercy, sir! Noble philosopher, your company.
Exeunt. Act 3, Scene 5. Enter Cornwall. Enter Edmund.
I will have my revenge ere I depart his house of Gloucester.
How malicious is my fortune that I must repent to be just. This is the letter Edgar spoke of, which approves him to be an intelligent party to the advantages of France. Oh heavens, that this treason were not, nor I the detector.
Go with me to the Duchess Regan.
If this matter of the paper be certain, you have mighty business at hand.
True or false, it hath made the Earl of Gloucester. Seek out where their father is, that he may be ready for our apprehension.
If I find my father comforting the king, it will stuff Cornwall's suspicion more fully. I will persevere in my course of loyalty, though the conflict be between that and my blood.
I will lay trust upon thee, and thou shalt find a dearer father in my love.
Exeunt. Act 3, Scene 6. Enter Kent. Enter Gloucester.
Here is better than the open air. Take it thankfully. I'll piece out what comfort I can additionally. I'll not be long from you.
All the power of his wits have given way to his impatience. The gods reward your kindness.
Exit Gloucester. Enter Edgar. Enter Fool. Enter Lear.
Rhetoric calls me and tells me Nero is an angler in the lake of darkness, brave, innocent, and beware the foul fiend.
Prithee, uncle, tell me whether a madman be a gentleman or a yeoman.
A king, a king.
No, he's a yeoman that has a gentleman to his son. For he is a mad yeoman that sees his son a gentleman before him.
Oh!
Fiend bites my back.
He's mad that trusts in the tameness of a wolf, a horse's health, a boy's love, or a whore's oath.
You, poor Tom, sir. Huh? I entertain for one of my 100 nights. Only I do not like the fashion of your garments. Huh? You will say they're Persian, but let them be changed. Huh?
Now, good my lord, lie here and rest a while.
Oh, make no noise. Make no noise. Draw the curtains so we'll go to supper in the morning.
And I'll go to bed at noon.
Exit Lear. Exit Fool. Enter Gloucester.
Oh, friend, where is the king, my master?
Here, sir, but trouble him not. His wits are gone.
Good friend, I prithee, take him in thy arms. I've overheard a plot of death upon him. There is a litter ready, lay him in it, and drive toward Dover, where thou shalt meet both welcome and protection. Take up thy master. If thou should dally half an hour, his life with thine, and all that offer to defend him stand in assured loss. Take up, and follow me. That will to some provision give thee quick conduct. Come away.
Excellent. Act 3, Scene 7. Enter Cornwall, enter Regan, enter Goneril, enter Edmund.
Goneril, go speedily to my Lord Albany, your husband. Show him this letter. The army of France is landed. Seek out the traitor of Gloucester.
Hang him instantly.
Pluck out his eyes.
Leave him to my displeasure. Edmund, keep you our sister company. The revenges we are bound to take upon your traitor's father are not fit for your beholding. Farewell, Edmund, my Lord of Gloucester.
Exit Edmund. Enter Oswald.
How now, Oswald? Where's the king?
My lord
Where's
of
the king,
Gloucester
Oswald?
hath conveyed him hence. Some 5 or 6 of his knights are gone with him toward Dover, where they boast to have well-armed friends.
Get horses for your mistress.
Oh.
Pinioned Gloucester like a thief. Bring him before us.
Exit Oswald.
Though well,
Goneril.
though well we may not pass upon his life without the form of justice, yet our pass shall do a courtesy to our wrath, which men may blame, but not control.
Enter Gloucester, brought in as a prisoner.
Who's there? The traitor?
Ingrateful fox. 'Tis he.
Bind fast his cocky arms.
What means your graces? Good my friends, consider you are my guests. Do me no foul play, friends.
Bind him, I say.
Hard. Oh, filthy traitor.
Merciful lady as you are, I am none.
To the chair, bind him. Villain, thou shalt find.
By the kind gods, 'tis most ignobly done. To pluck me by the beard.
So white and such a traitor.
I am your host. With robbers' hands my hospitable favors you should not ruffle thus. What will you do?
Come, sir. What letters had you late from France?
Be simple answered, for we know the truth.
And what confederacy have you with the traitors late footed in the kingdom?
To whose hands you have sent the lunatic king,
Speak! Where hast thou sent the king?
To Dover.
Wherefore to Dover?
I am tied to the stake, and I must stand my course, because I would not see thy cruel nails pluck out his poor old eyes, nor thy fierce sister in his anointed flesh stick boorish fangs. The sea with such a storm as his bare head in hell-black night endured would have buoyed up and quenched the stellid fires. Yet poor old heart, he holp the heavens to rain. If wolves had at thy gate howled that stern time, thou shouldst have said, good porter, turn the key, or else cruel subscribe. But I shall see the winged vengeance overtake such
See it shall thou never. Fellows, hold the chair. Upon these eyes of thine I'll set my foot.
He that will think to live till he be old, give me some help.
Cornwall forces out one of Gloucester's eyes and stamps on it. Enter first
cruel.
servant.
Oh, you gods.
One side will mock another, the other I do.
If you see vengeance.
Hold your hand. Hold your hand, my Lord Cornwall. I have served you ever since I was a child, but better service have I never done you than now to bid you hold.
Oh no, you dog!
If you did wear a beard on that chin, I would shake it on this quarrel. What do you mean?
My villain!
Cornwall and first servant draw and fight.
Nay then.
Cornwall is wounded gravely.
Nay then, come on and take the chance on this anger.
Attendant, give me thy sword. A peasant, stand up thus.
Oh, I'm slain. Oh, my lord, you have one eye left to see some mischief on this.
Lest it see more, prevent it. Out while
First
jelly
servant
Where is thy luster now?
All dark and comfortless. Where's my son Edmund? Edmund, enkindle all the sparks of nature to quit this horrid act.
Out, treacherous villain! Thou callst on him that hates thee. It was he that made the overture of thy treasons to us.
Oh, my follies. Then Edgar was abused. Kind gods, forgive me that. Forgive me and prosper him.
Go, thrust him out at gates, and let him smell his way to Dover.
Cornwall swoons.
How's it, my lord? How look you?
I have received a hurt. Follow me, lady. Turn out that eyeless villain. Regan, I bleed apace. Untimely comes this hurt. Give me your arm.
Cornwall dies. Exit Regan. End of Act 3. Act 4, Scene 1. Enter Edgar.
Yet better thus, and known to be contemned, than still contemned and flattered. To be worst, the lowest and most dejected thing of fortune stands still in esperance, lives not in fear. The lamentable change is from the best, the worst returns to laughter. Welcome then, thou unsubstantial air that I embrace. The wretch that thou hast blown unto the worst owes nothing to thy blasts.
Enter Gloucester, enter gentlemen.
Who comes here? My father led. World, world, oh world, but that thy strange mutations make us hate thee. Life would not yield to age.
Oh, my good lord.
Away. Get thee away. Good friend, be gone. Thy comforts can do me no good at all. Thee they may hurt.
You cannot see your way.
I have no way, and therefore want no eyes. I stumbled when I saw. Oh dear son Edgar, the food of thy abused father's wrath. Might I but live to see thee in my touch again, I'd say I had eyes.
How now? Who's there? 'Tis poor mad Tom.
And worse I may be yet. The worst is not so long as we can say this is the worst.
Is it a beggar man?
Mad man, and beggar too.
Ah, he has some reason, else he could not beg. In the last night's psalm, I such a fellow saw, which made me think a man a worm. My son then came into my mind, and yet my mind was then scarce friends with him. As flies to wanton boys are we to the gods. They kill us for their sport.
Bless thee, master.
Is he that naked fellow?
Aye, my lord.
Then prithee get thee away. If for my sake thou'lt overtake us hence a mile or twain in the way toward Dover, do it for ancient love. And bring some covering for this naked soul which I'll entreat to lead me.
Alack, sir, he is mad.
'Tis a time's plague when madmen lead the blind. Do as I bid thee, or do thy pleasure. Above the rest be gone.
I'll bring him the best apparel that I have. Come on it, what will.
Exit gentlemen.
Sirrah, Sirrah, naked fellow.
Bless thy sweet eyes, they bleed.
Ah, knowest thou the way to Dover?
Both stile and gate, horseway and footpath.
Dost thou know Dover?
Aye, master.
Ah, there's a cliff whose high and bending head looks fearfully in the confined deep. Bring me but to the very brim of it, and I'll repair the misery thou dost bear with something rich about me. From that place I shall no leading need.
Give me thy arm. Poor Tom shall lead thee.
Extreme. Act 4, Scene 2. Enter Goneril, enter Edmund, enter Oswald.
Welcome, Edmund. How now, Oswald? Where's your master, Lord Albany?
Madam, within, but never man so changed. I told him of the army that was landed. He smiled at it. I told him you were coming. His answer was the worse. Of Gloucester's treachery and of the loyal service of his son when I informed him. Then he called me sot and told me I had turned the wrong side out. What most he should dislike seems pleasant to him. What like, offensive.
Then shall you go no further, Edmund? It's the cowish terror of his spirit that dares not undertake. He'll not feel wrongs which tie him to an answer. Back, Edmund, to my brother, Duke of Cornwall. Hasten his masters and conduct his powers. I must change names at home and give the distaff into my husband's hands. This trusty servant, Oswald, shall pass between us. Along you like to hear a mistress's command. Wear this. Spare speech. Decline your head. This kiss. This kiss, if it does speak, should stretch thy spirits up into the air. Conceive and fare thee well.
Yours in the ranks of death.
Exit Edmund. Exit Oswald.
My most dear Edmund, Earl of Gloucester, the difference of man and man, to thee a woman's services are due. My fool usurps my body.
Enter Albany.
Oh, Goneril, you are not worth the
My
dust.
lord, my lord, Albany, I have been worth the whistle.
Oh, Goneril, you are not worth the dust which the rude wind blows in your face. I fear your disposition. That nature which contends its origin cannot be bordered certain in itself. She that herself will sliver and disbranch from her material sap must perforce wither and come to dead leaves.
No more, the text is foolish.
Wisdom and goodness to the vile seem vile. Filth savor but themselves. What have you done? Tigers, not daughters. What have you performed? A father and a gracious aged man, whose reverence even the head-lugged bear would lick? Most barbarous, most degenerate, have you maddened? Could my good brother Cornwall spare you to do this? A man, a prince, by him so benefited? If that the heavens do not their visible spirits send quickly down to tame these vile offenses, it will come. Humanity must perforce prey on itself like monsters.
Milk-livered man, that bearest a cheek for blows, a head for wrongs, that hast not in thy brows an eye discerning, thine honour from thy suffering, that not knowest, fools to those villains pity who are punished ere they have done their mischief. Where's thy drum? France presses banners in our noiseless land, with plumed helm thy state begins to threat. Whilst thou, a moral fool, sits still and cries, alack, why does he so?
See thyself, devil, proper deformity shows not in fiend so horrid as in woman.
O vain fool!
Covered thing, for shame. Bemonster not thy feature, were it my fitness to let these hands obey my blood. They are apt enough to dislocate and tear your flesh and bones. However, thou art a fiend, a woman's shape doth she.
Marry your manhood. Meow.
Enter Doctor.
What news?
Oh, my good lord, the Duke of Cornwall's dead. slain by his servant, going to put out the other eye of Gloucester.
Gloucester's eyes?
Both, my lord. This letter, madam, craves a speedy answer. This from your sister, Regan.
One way I like this well. My sister Regan being widow, and my Gloucester Edmund with her. May all the building in my fancy pluck upon my hateful life. Another way, the news is not so tart. I'll read and answer.
Exit Goneril.
Where was his son Edmund when they didn't take his eyes? Knows he the wickedness?
Aye, my good lord. 'Twas he informed against him and quit the house on purpose, that their punishment might have the freer course.
Gloucester, I live to thank thee for the love thou showest the king, and to revenge thine eyes.
Exeunt. Act 4, Scene 3. Enter Kent in disguise. Enter gentlemen.
Did your letters pierce Cordelia to any demonstration of grief?
Aye, sir. She took them, read them in my presence, and now and then an ample tear trilled down her delicate cheek. It seemed she was a queen. Over her passion, who most rebel-like fought to be king over her.
Ah, then it moved her.
Not to a rage. Patience and sorrow strove. Who should express her goodliest? You have seen sunshine and rain at once. Her smiles and tears were like a better way. In brief, sorrow would be a rarity, most beloved, if it so become it.
Made she no verbal question?
Faith, once or twice she heaved the name Father, pantingly forth as if it pressed her heart, cried, Sisters, sisters, shame of ladies, sisters, Kent, father, sisters, what in the storm in the night, let pity not be believed. There she shook the holy waters from her heavenly eyes, and clamor moistened. Then away she started to deal with grief alone.
It's the stars. The stars above us govern our conditions. Else one self-made and make could not beget such different issues. You spoke not with her since?
No.
Well, sir, the poor distressed Lear is in the town, who sometime in his better tune remembers what we are come about, and by no means will yield to see his daughter.
Why, good sir?
A sovereign shame so elbows him, his own unkindness that stripped her from his benediction, turned her to foreign casualties, gave her dear rights to his dog-hearted daughters. These things sting his mind so venomously that burning shame detains him from Cordelia.
Alack, poor king.
Well, sir, I'll bring you to our master Lear. I pray you, go along with me.
Exeunt. Act 4, Scene 4. Enter Cordelia. Enter Doctor.
Alack, 'tis he. Why, he was met even now, as mad as the vexed sea singing aloud, crowned with rank furniture and furrow weeds, with hardocks, hemlock, nettles, cuckoo flowers, darnel, and all the idle weeds that grow in a sustaining corn. Soldiers, a century sent forth, search every acre in the high-grown field, and bring him to our eye. What can man's wisdom in the restoring his bereaved sense? He that helps him take all my outward worth.
There is means, madam. Our foster nurse of nature is repose, which he lacks.
All blessed secrets, all you unpublished virtues of the earth, spring with my tears, be aidant and remediate in the good man's distress. Seek for him, lest his ungoverned rage dissolve the life that wants the means to lead it.
A messenger brings news to doctor.
News, madam. The British powers are marching hitherward.
Just known before, and our preparation stands in expectation of them. Oh, dear father, it is thy business that I go about. Therefore, great France, my mourning and importune tears hath pitied. No blown ambition doth her arms incite, but love, dear love, and an aged father's right. Soon may I hear and see him.
Exeunt. Act 4, Scene 5. Enter Regan, enter Oswald.
But are my brother Albany's powers set forth?
Aye, madam.
Himself in person there?
Madam, with much ado, your sister is the better soldier.
Lord Edmund, spake not with your Lord Albany at home?
No, madam.
What might import my sister's letter to him?
I know not, lady.
Faith, he is posted hence on serious matter. It was great ignorance, Gloucester's eyes being out, to let him live. Where he arrives, he moves all hearts against us. Edmund, I think, is gone, in pity of his misery, to dispatch his knighted life. Moreover, to descry the strength of the enemy.
I must needs after him, madam, with my letter.
Let me unseal the letter.
Madam, I'd rather...
I know your lady does not love her husband. I am sure of that. I know you are of her bosom.
I, madam?
I speak in understanding. You are. I know it. Therefore, I do advise you take this note. My Lord Cornwall is dead. Edmund and I have talked, and more convenient is he for my hand than for your lady's. And when your mistress hears thus much from you, I pray, desire her call her wisdom to her. So fare you well. If you do chance to hear of that blind traitor, preferment falls on him that cuts him off.
Would that I could meet him, madam. I should show what party I do follow.
Fare thee well.
Exeunt. Act 4, Scene 6. Enter Gloucester. Enter Edgar disguised.
When shall I come to the top of that same hill?
You do climb up it now. Look how we labor. Horrible steep. Hark, do you hear the sea?
No, truly.
Why then, your other senses grow imperfect by your eyes' anguish.
Methinks thy voice is altered, and thou speakest in better phrase and matter than thou didst.
You're much deceived. In nothing am I changed but in my garments. Here's the place. Stand still. How fearful and dizzy 'tis to cast one's eyes so low. The crows and choughs that wing the midway air show scarce so gross as beetles. The fishermen that walk upon the beach appear like mice, and yond tall anchoring bark diminished to a boy, almost too small for sight.
Set me where you stand.
Give me your hand. You are now within a foot of the extreme verge.
Let go of my hand. Here, friend, a purse. In it a jewel, well worth a poor man's taking. Fairies and gods prosper it with thee. Now go thee further off and bid me farewell.
Now fare you well, good sir.
Oh, you mighty gods, this world I do renounce, and in your sight shake patiently my great affliction off. If I could bear it longer and not fall to quarrel with your great opposeless wills, my snuff and loathed part of nature should burn itself out. If Edgar lives, oh, bless him.
Gone, sir. Farewell. And yet I know not how conceit may rob the treasury of life when life itself yields to the theft. Had he been where he thought, he by this had thought been past. Alive or dead? Who are you, sir? Friend? Hear you? Sir? Speak! Thus might he pass indeed. Yet he revives. What are you, sir?
Away and let me die.
Hadst thou been aught but gossamer, feathers, air, so many fathom down precipitating, thou shivered like an egg. But thou dost breathe, hast heavy substance, bleedest not, speakest, art sound. 10 masts at each make not the altitude which thou hast perpendicularly fell. Thy life's a miracle. Speak yet again.
But have I fallen or no?
From the dread summit of this chalky bourne, look up, a height. The shrill gorged lark so far cannot be seen or heard. Do but look up.
Alack, I have no eyes. Is wretchedness deprived that benefit to end itself by death? 'Twas yet some comfort when misery could beguile the tyrant's rage and frustrate his proud will.
Give me your arm. This is above all strangeness. Upon the crown of the cliff, what thing was that which parted from you?
Ah, a poor unfortunate beggar.
As I stood here below, methought his eyes were 2 full moons. He had 1,000 noses. Horns whelped and waved like the enraged sea. It was some fiend. Therefore, thou happy father, think that the clearest gods, who make them honors of men's impossibilities, have preserved thee.
Ah, I do remember now. Henceforth, I'll bear affliction till it do cry out itself, enough, enough, and die. That thing you speak of, I took it for a man. Often to say, the fiend. He led me to that place.
Bear free and patient thoughts.
Enter Lear.
But who comes here?
No, they cannot touch me for coining. I am the king himself.
Oh, thou sight-piercing sight!
Nature's above art in that respect. There's your press money. That fellow handles his bow like a crow keeper. Oh, look, a mouse. Peace. This piece of toasted cheese should do it.
I know that voice.
Ah, Goneril. With a white beard. Ah, Regan. They flattered me like a dog and told me I had the white hairs in my beard here, the black ones were there. To say aye and no to everything that I said aye and no to was no good divinity. When the rain came to wet me once, and the wind to make me chatter, when the thunder would not peace at my bidding, there I found them. There I smelt them out. They told me I was everything. 'Tis a lie. I'm not ague-proof.
The trick of that voice I do remember well. Is it not the king?
Is every inch a king, aye. When I do stare, see how the subject quakes. I pardon that man's life. What was thy cause? Adultery? Thou shalt not die for adultery. Let copulation thrive for Gloucester's bastard son. Was kinder to his father than my daughters got tween the lawful sheets.
Oh, let me kiss that hand.
Let me wipe it first. It smells of mortality.
Oh, ruined piece of nature. This great world will so wear out to naught. Dost thou know me?
I remember thine eyes well enough. Thou squinny at me, no, do thy worst. Blind Cupid, I'll not love.
I would not take this from report. It is, and my heart breaks at it.
Oh, are you there with me? No eyes in your head, nor no money in your purse. Your eyes in a heavy case, your purse in a light, yet you see how this world goes.
I see it feelingly.
What art there? A man may see how this world goes with no eyes. Look with thine ears. See how yond justice rails upon yond simple thief. Hark in thine ear. Change places and handy dandy. Which is the justice? Which is the thief? Thou hast seen a farmer's dog bark at a beggar?
Aye, sir.
Run from the cur, there thou mightst behold the great image of authority. The dogs obeyed in office, through tattered clothes. Small vices do appear. Robes and furred gowns hide all. Plate sin with gold, and the stronger lance of justice hurtless breaks. Get thee glass eyes, and like a scurvy politician, seem to see the things thou dost not.
Matter and impertinency mixed, reason and madness.
If thou wilt weep my fortunes, take my eyes. I know thee well enough. Thy name is Gloucester. Thou must be patient. We came crying hither. Thou knowest the first time that we smell the air, we wail and cry. I'll preach to thee, mark.
Alack, alack the day.
When we are born, we cry that we have come to this great stage of fools. And when I've stolen upon those son-in-laws and kill.
Enter gentlemen.
Oh, here he is, sir, your most dear daughter.
No rescue. What a prisoner. I'm even the natural fool of fortune. Use me well, you shall have ransom. Let me have surgeons. I'm cut to the brain.
You shall have anything.
What? I will be jovial. Come, I am a king. Masters, know you that?
You are a royal one, and we obey you.
Oh, then there's life in it. Come and you get it. You shall get it by running.
Exit Lear.
A sight most pitiful in the meanest wretch, past speaking of in a king.
Hail, gentle sir, by your favor, how near's the other army?
The queen on special cars is here. Her army is moved on.
I thank you, sir.
Exit gentlemen.
You ever gentle gods, take my breath from me. Let not my worse spirit tempt me again to die before you, please.
Well, pray you, father, give me your hand. I'll lead you to some biding.
Hearty thanks. The bounty and the benison of heaven.
Enter Oswald.
A proclaimed prize, most happy that eyeless head of thine was first framed flesh to raise my fortunes. Thou old unhappy traitor, briefly thyself remember, for the sword is out that must destroy thee.
Now let thy friendly hand put strength enough to it.
Edgar steps in between Gloucester and Oswald.
Wherefore, old peasant, darest thou support a published traitor? The infection of his fortune take like hold on thee. Let go his arm.
Shall not let go, sir, without further occasion.
Let go, slave, or thou diest. Slave, thou hast slain me. Oh, villain, take my purse. If ever thou wilt thrive, bury my body and give the letters which thou findest about me to Edmund, Earl of Gloucester. Seek him out upon the English party. Oh, untimely death!
Oswald dies.
I know thee well, a serviceable villain, as duteous to the vices of thy mistress as badness would desire.
What? Is he dead?
Sit you down, father. Rest you. Let's see these pockets. Let our reciprocal vows be remembered. You have many opportunities to cut him off. If you will want not, time and place will be fruitfully offered. There is nothing done if he return the conqueror. Then am I the prisoner, and his bed my jail. From the loathed warmth me, and supply the place for your labor. Your wife, so I would say, affectionate servant, and for you, her own for venture, goneril. O indistinguished space of woman's will, a plot upon her virtuous husband's life, and the exchange, my brother.
The king is mad. How stiff is my vile sense that I stand up and have ingenious feelings of my huge sorrows. Better I were distract, so should my thoughts be severed from my griefs.
Give me your hand. Far off methinks I hear the beaten drum. Come, father, I'll bestow you with a friend.
Exeunt. Act 4, Scene 7. Enter Cordelia. Enter Kent in disguise. Enter Doctor. Enter Gentleman.
O thou good Kent, how shall I live and work to match thy goodness? My life will be too short, and every measure fail me.
To be acknowledged, madam, is all paid.
Be better suited. These weeds are but memories of those worser hours. I pray thee, put them off.
Pardon, dear madam, yet to be known shortens my made intent.
Then be it so, my good lord. How does the king?
Madam, sleep still.
O you kind gods, cure this great breach in his abused nature, the untuned and jarring senses. O wind up of this child-changed father.
So please your majesty that we may wake the king. He had slept long.
Be governed by your knowledge and proceed in the sway of your own will. Is he arrayed?
Aye, madam. In the heaviness of sleep, we put fresh garments on him.
Enter Lear.
Oh, my dear father. Restoration, hang thy medicine on my lips. And let this kiss repair those violent harms that my two sisters have in thy reverence made.
Kind and dear princess.
Was this a face to be opposed against the jarring winds? To stand against the deep dread-bolted thunder in the most terrible and nimble stroke of criss-cross lightning? To watch poor Perdu with his thin helm. Mine enemy's dog, though he had bit me, should have stood that night against my fire. And wast thou fain, poor father, to hovel thee with swine and rogues forlorn in short and musty straw? Alack, alack, 'tis wonder that thy life and wits at once had not concluded. He wakes, speak to him.
Madam, do you? 'Tis fittest.
How does my royal lord? How fares your majesty?
You do me wrong to take me out of the grave. Thou art a soul in bliss, but I'm bound upon a wheel of fire that mine own tears do scald like molten lead.
Sir, do you know me?
You are a spirit. Where did you die?
Still far wide.
He's scarce awake. He's scarce awake. Let him alone a while.
Where have I been? Where am I? Fair daylight. I know not what to say. I will not swear these are my hands. Let's see. I feel this pinprick. But I were assured of my condition.
Oh, look upon me, sir, and hold your hand in benediction over me. No, sir, you must not bow.
Pray, do not mock. I'm a very foolish, fond, old man. Methinks I should know you and know this man. Yet I'm doubtful, for I'm mainly ignorant. What place is this? And all the skill I have remembers not these garments, nor I know not where I did lodge last night. Do not laugh at me, for as I am a man, I think this lady to be my child, Cordelia.
And so I am. I am.
Do your tears wet? Yes, Faith, I pray, weep not. If you've poison for me, I'll drink it. I know you do not love me, for your sisters have, as I do remember, done me wrong. You have some cause. They have not.
No cause. No cause.
Am I in France?
In your own kingdom, sir.
Oh, do not abuse me.
Be comforted, good madam. The great rage you see is killed in him. And yet it is danger to make him even over the time he has lost. Desire him to go in. Trouble him no more till further settling.
Will it please your highness walk?
You must bear with me. Pray you now, forget and forgive. I'm old and foolish.
Exit Cordelia. Exit Lear. Exit Doctor. Exit Gentleman.
My point and period will be truly wrought, or well, or ill, as this day's battles fought.
Exit Kent. End of Act 4. Act 5, Scene 1. The British camp near Dover. Enter Edmund. Enter Regan.
Now, my sweet lord, you know the goodness I intend upon you. Tell me, but truly, but then speak the truth. Do you not love my sister?
In honored love.
I never shall endure her. Dear my lord, be not familiar with her.
Fear me not.
Enter Albany. Enter Goneril.
Our well beloved sister. Well met, Regan. Edmund, this I hear. The king has come to his daughter with others whom the rigor of our state forced to cry out. Where I could not be honest, I never yet was valiant. But this business it toucheth us, as France invades our land, not bold's the king with others who, I fear, most just and heavy causes make oppose.
Why is this reasoned?
Combined together against the strength of the enemy. For these domestic and particular broils are not the question here. Let us then determine
with the ancient of war on our proceedings.
I shall attend you presently at your tent.
Exit Goneril, exit Regan, exit Edmund. Enter Edgar disguised.
If ever your grace had speech with man so poor, hear me one word.
Speak.
Before you fight the battle, ope this letter. If you have victory, let the trumpet sound for him that brought it. Wretched though I seem, use a champion that will prove what is avouched there. Fortune love you.
Stay till I have read the letter.
I was forbidden. When time shall serve, let but the herald cry, and I'll appear again.
Why, fare thee well. I'll overlook thy paper.
Exit Edgar. Enter Edmund.
The enemy's in view. Draw up your powers. Here is the guess of their true strength and forces by diligent discovery. But your haste is now urged on you.
We will greet the time.
Exit Albany.
To both these sisters have I sworn my love, each jealous of the other as the stung are of the adder. Which one of them shall I take? Now then, we'll use Albany's countenance for the battle, which being done, let her who would be rid of him devise his speedy taking off. As for the mercy which he intends to Lear and Cordelia, the battle done, and they within our power, shall never see his pardon. For my state stands on me to defend, not to debate.
Exit Edmund. Act 5, Scene 2. Enter Edmund, enter Lear, enter Cordelia. Edmund is holding King Lear and Cordelia as prisoners.
Officers, take them away.
We are not the first who with best meaning have incurred the worst. For thee, oppressed king, am I cast down. Myself could else out from false fortune's frown. Shall we not see these daughters and these sisters?
No, 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 no. Come, let's away to prison. We two alone will sing like birds in the cage. So we live and pray and sing and tell old tales and laugh at gilded butterflies and hear poor rogues talk of court news. And we'll talk with them too. Who loses, who wins, who's in, who's out. And take upon the mystery of things as if we were God's spies. And we'll wear out in a walled prison packs and sects of great ones that ebb and flow by the moon. Cordelia.
Take them away.
Upon such sacrifices, my Cordelia, the gods themselves throw incense. He that parts us shall bring a brand from heaven and fire us hence like foxes. Wipe thine eyes. The good years shall devour them, flesh and fell. Ere they shall make us weep, we'll see them starve first.
Exit Lear and Cordelia guarded. Enter Albany, enter Goneril, enter Regan.
Sir, you have shown today your valiant strain, and fortune led you well. You have the captives that were the opposites of this day's strife. We do require them of you, so to use them as we shall find their merit and our safety may equally determine.
Sir, I thought it fit to send the old and miserable king to some retention and appointed guard. With him, I sent the queen, and they are ready tomorrow or at a further space to appear where you shall hold your session.
Sir, by your patience, I hold you but a subject of this war, not as a brother.
He led our powers, bore the commission of my place and person, the which immediacy may well stand up and call itself your brother.
Not so hot. In his own grace he doth exalt himself more than in your addition.
In my rights, by me invested, he compares the best.
That were the most efficient husband, you.
Jesters do oft prove prophets.
Hola, hola, that I that told you so looked but asquint.
Lady, I am not well. Else I should answer from a full-flowing stomach. Edmund, take thou my soldiers, prisoners, patrimony, dispose of them, of me. The walls are thine, Edmund. Witness the world that I create thee here, my lord and master.
Stay yet. Hear reason, Edmund. I arrest thee on capital treason, and in thine attaint this gilded serpent goneril. Gloucester, thou art armed. Let the trumpet sound, if none appear to prove upon thy head thy heinous manifest and many treasons, there is my pledge. I shall prove it on thy heart ere I taste bread, that thou art in nothing less than I have here proclaimed thee.
Sick. Oh, sick. Oh.
If not, I'll never trust medicine.
There's my exchange. What in the world that he is that names me traitor? Villain like he lies. Call by thy trumpet. He that dares approach on him, on you, who not? I will maintain my truth and honor firmly.
My sickness grows upon me.
She's not well. Convey her to my tent. A herald, ho!
Exit Regan.
Come here, herald.
Enter a herald.
Let the trumpet sound and read out this. Sound, trumpet.
If any man of quality or degree within the lists of the army will maintain upon Edmund, supposed Earl of Gloucester, that he is a manifold traitor, let him appear by the third sound of the trumpet. He is bold in his defense. Again. Again.
Enter Edgar.
Ask him his purposes, why he appears upon this call of the trumpet.
Oh, what are you? Your name, your quality, and why you answer this summons?
No, my name is lost. Yet am I noble as the adversary I come to cope.
Which is that adversary?
What's he that speaks for Edmund, Earl of Gloucester?
Himself? What sayest thou to him?
Draw thy sword, that if my speech offend a noble heart, thy arm may do thee justice. Here is mine. Behold, it is the privilege of mine honors, my oath, and my profession.
I protest.
maugre thy strength, youth, place, and eminence. Despite thy victor's sword and fire new fortune, thy valor and thy heart, thou art a traitor, false to thy gods, thy brother, and thy father.
Conspirant against this high, illustrious prince.
And from the extremest upward of thy head to the descent and dust below thy foot, a most toad-spotted traitor. Say thou no. This sword, this arm, and my best spirits are bent to prove upon thy heart whereto I speak. Thou liest.
Back do I toss these treasons to thy head. With a hell-hated lie o'erwhelm thy heart, which, for yet they glance by and scarcely bruise, this sword of mine shall give them instant way, where they shall rest forever.
Edmund falls.
This is practice, Gloucester. By the law of our house, thou was not bound to answer an unknown opposite. Thou art not vanquished, but cozened and beguiled.
Shut your mouth, dame, or with this paper shall I stop it? Hold, sir. Thou worse than any name, read thine own evil. I perceive, Godfrey, you know it.
Say if I do, the laws are mine, not thine. Who can arraign me for it?
Most monstrous. Oh, knowest thou this paper, Goneril?
Ask me not what I know.
Exit Goneril.
What you have charged me with, that I have done, and more, much, much more. The time will bring it out. 'Tis past, and so am I. But what art thou that hast this fortune on me? If thou art noble, I do forgive thee.
Let's exchange charity. I'm no less in blood than thou art, Edmund.
If more, the more thou hast wronged me.
My name is Edgar, and thy father's son. The gods are just, and of our pleasant vices make instruments to plague us. The dark and vicious place where thee he got cost him his eyes.
Thou hast spoken right. 'Tis true. The wheel has come full circle, and I am here.
Methought thy very gait did prophesy a royal nobleness. I must embrace thee. Where have you hid yourself? How have you known the miseries of your father?
By nursing them, my lord, list a brief tale. And when 'tis told, oh, that my heart would burst. The bloody proclamation to escape that followed me so near taught me to shift into a madman's rags, to assume a semblance that very dogs disdained. And in this habit met I my father with his bleeding rings, their precious stones new lost, became his guide, led him, begged for him, saved him from despair.
Never, O fault.
Revealed myself unto him until some half hour passed when I was armed. Not sure, though hoping of this good success, I asked his blessing, and from first to last told him my pilgrimage. But his flawed heart, alack, too weak the conflict to support, twixt two extremes of passion, joy, and grief, burst smilingly.
This speech of yours hath moved me, and shall perchance to do good. But speak you on.
If there be more woeful, hold, for I am almost ready to dissolve hearing of this.
This would have seemed a period to such as love not sorrow, but another, to amplify too much, would make much more and top extremity. Whilst I was big in clamor, came therein a man, told the most piteous tale of Lear and him that ever ear received, which in recounting his grief grew puissant, and the strings of life began to crack. Twice then the trumpets sounded, and there I left him tranced.
But who was this?
The banished Kent, who in disguise followed his enemy king and did him service improper for a slave.
Enter gentlemen.
Help, help, oh help.
What means that bloody knife?
'Tis hot, it smokes. It came even from the heart of Lady Goneril. Oh, she's dead.
Who dead? Speak, man.
Your lady, sir, your lady Goneril and her sister Regan. Why Goneril is poisoned, she hath confessed it.
I was contracted to them both. All three now, marry in an instant.
Produce their bodies, be they alive or dead. This judgment of the heavens that makes us tremble touches us not with pity.
Exit, gentlemen. Enter Kent.
Here comes Kent.
Oh, is this he? The time will not allow the compliment which very manners urges.
I am come to bid my king and master I good night. Is he not here?
Great thing of us forgot. Speak, Edmund. Where's the king and where is Cordelia?
I pant for life. Some good I mean to do, despite of mine own nature. Quickly, send, be brief in it, to the castle, for my writ is on the life of Lear and on Cordelia.
Oh,
Nay,
run.
send in time.
Run, oh run. Haste thee for thy life.
Exit, Edgar.
He hath commissioned from thy wife Goneril and me to hang Cordelia in the prison and to lay the blame upon her own despair that she fordid herself.
Edmund dies.
The gods defend her.
Enter Lear with the body of Cordelia. Enter Edgar.
Oh, 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 you are men of stones. Had I your tongues and eyes, I'd use them so that heaven's vault should crack. She's gone forever. I know when one is dead and when one lives. She's dead as earth. Lend me a looking glass. If that her breath will mist or stain the stone, why then she lives.
Is the promised end?
Or image of that horror.
Oh,
Yes.
oh,
Oh, my good master.
oh, prithee away.
'Tis noble Kent, your friend.
A plague upon you, murderers, traitors all. I might have saved her. Now she's gone forever. Cordelia, Cordelia, stay a little. What's it thou sayest? Her voice was ever soft, gentle, and low. An excellent thing in woman. I killed the slave that was a hanging me.
It's true, he did.
I've seen the day with my good biting broadsword. I'd have made them skip. I'm old now, and these same crosses spoil me. Who are you? Why, mine eyes are not the best.
If fortune brag of two she loved and hated, one of them we behold.
Are you not Kent?
The same, your servant Kent, that from your first of difference and decay have followed your sad steps.
You're welcome hither.
False, cheerless, dark and deadly. Your eldest daughters have foredone themselves and desperately are dead.
He knows not what he says, and vain it is that we present us to him. You lords and noble friends know our intent. What comfort to this great decay may come shall be applied. For us, we will resign during the life of this old majesty to him, our absolute power. You, Earl of Kent and Earl of Gloucester, to your rights with boot and such honors as your deeds have more than merited. All friends shall take the wages of their virtue, and all foes the cup of their deservings.
And my poor fool is hanged. No, no, no life. Why should a dog, a horse, a rat have life? And thou no breath at all? Thou'lt come no more. Never, 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 never. Pray you, pray, undo this button. Ah, look on her face, her lips. Oh, 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 oh.
He faints. My lord, my lord.
Nice.
Break heart, I prithee.
Look up, my lord.
Vex not his ghost. Oh, let him pass. He hates him much that upon the tough rack of this world stretch him out longer. The wonder is, he hath endured so long, he but usurped his life.
Friends of my soul, you Edgar, Earl of Gloucester, and you Earl of Kent, rule in this realm and the God its state sustain.
I have a journey, sir, shortly to go. My master calls me. I must not say no.
The weight of this sad time, we must obey. Speak what we feel, not what we ought to say. The oldest hath borne most. We that are young shall never see so much or live so long.